Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? Okay, we are going over the futures market here. And let's take a look here. So, very interesting what's going on right now. Whoops. Hold on a second. Let me adjust my microphone. Very interesting stuff. There are a lot of extended trends. And we talk about extended trends a lot here at TrendCloud, mostly because TrendCloud is very specifically built for finding trend reversals. And this is really interesting because we've got a bunch of extended trends and we're trying to pick the ones that we feel are most profitable. And that means trying to pick extended trends. You can see when the candles turn blue, that the trend is extended. And we've got that on the 1 hour chart on the Mexican peso, actually. And yesterday is when we got into this trade. We got in at an ADR checkpoint. So yesterday, this ADR checkpoint, okay, because this recalculates every single day on your chart. So when you put your ADR checkpoints on your chart, you'll see the next day that it will recalculate and it'll be in a different spot. So yesterday it was here, and we took two contracts at that first ADR checkpoint, and then we placed our stop above structure here. Okay, and it kind of went sideways, and now we're starting to break to the downside. Now notice how we did not have momentum on our side, right? With the extended trend strategy, you're not going to have the trend on your side, and you're not going to have the intermediate momentum on your side. Okay, so here, if you look at the 4 hour chart, the 4 hour chart is actually in an uptrend. Okay, so what we're doing is we're capturing the corrective move back down into the 4 hour trend cloud right in here. That is our target. That's why and it's also an ADR checkpoint for today. And that's how you have to look at this. So what I love about TrendCloud is that it's telling me exactly where my target is. Here's my target. It's on the high time frame inside of the trend cloud. See that? And the extended trend on the 1 hour chart is letting me know that price wants to break below the 50 and recalculate down here. Hey, Mariana, how's it going? Good morning. So we've got two pieces of evidence here for targets, right? We've got the extended trend pulling back below the 50 simple on the 1 hour chart because it wants to recalculate. And we've got that ADR checkpoint right there as well. Okay, so we've got some evidence on the 1 hour chart for targets and for a reason for pulling back to this area, right? So that's the story on the 1 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, we're pulling back into that high time frame trend cloud right in here. So that's, that is the visual representation of where we're pulling back to on the 4 hour. Now on the 4 hour, we also have, we are cycling down, and momentum is down on that momentum filter. So we're really in full corrective mode here, right? We've got a full corrective phase going on here, pulling back into the trend cloud. So two pieces of evidence there. Now, we don't know if it's going to work or not, right? You have to always manage your expectations. You have to go into every single trade saying to yourself, hey, you know what? This might not work. So I better make sure that my risk is properly placed. So, we're assuming a $20,000 account, and that's less than 1%. Great. It's a scratch on the knee if it doesn't work. And then we'll just look for the next one. That's always got to be the mindset. You never know what's going to happen, number one. And number two, you don't know if it's going to work out or not, right? So the market can do anything. That's number one. The market can do anything at any moment. And number two, you never know if it's going to work or if it's going to fail. So all you can control is this number right here. That's all you can control, and follow a back-tested trade plan that you're familiar with, right? If you write out a plan and you practice it in the simulator, which is why we want to do that here in the live room, right? This is our practice getting us ready for the live market, and for whatever trading challenge that we want to involve ourselves with. Okay. Good morning, Graham. Good to see you, buddy. So practicing in the simulator is how we get familiar with our trade plan. That's how we get familiar with our trade plan. So again, we got into this trade on the Mexican peso yesterday because it hit an ADR checkpoint yesterday on an extended trend. And this is working out nicely because look at where momentum is heading. We're almost past that negative 100 on our CCI indicator. So we actually got in before momentum shifted to the downside on that middle time frame. Okay, so the gamble worked, right? Because we were substituting the extended trend for the momentum. We didn't have both, and we said, okay, as long as the trend is extended and in some kind of high time frame supply zone, which it is. Let's take a look on the 4-hour chart. Back here. Oh, Mexican peso, actually nothing. Okay, so we were at an all-time high. We were at an all-time high there on the Mexican peso. All right, so a little bit of a gamble there, but it's working out because extended trends are very powerful. We all know that extended trends want to pull back and recalculate below the 50 simple. And so that is what's going on here. Really nice if this starts breaking below the negative 100, then we can say, okay, this is probably going to retest into some area. Here's the first, right here is the very first supply zone on that 15-minute chart, right in here. Okay, so you can see everything unfolding in front of you, right? So what's this looking like? Let's draw it out. Grab that marker there. So what this is looking like, so here's your drop-based drop. There's your supply zone. That's your level of imbalance. And what can we do here? Here's the drop down. Breaks below CCI on the 1-hour chart and then does what? Pulls back into the supply zone for the move down. Picture perfect right there. Now, we don't know if it's going to go to this one or maybe it's going to go to this one and move down. But either way, look where our stop loss is, right? We were able to get in here on the extended trend. Okay, it's even extended on the 15-minute. We're looking at the 1-hour chart, right? Oh, yeah, that's the 1-hour chart that we are looking at. 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart has recalculated already. Okay, it went up 4 waves and the 5th wave failed, right? So we had a failed 5th wave right here, and then boom, breaks below. We're looking at we got a red 50 simple on here, just about, pulling down. This is looking really good. We took a gamble on the extended trend, cycling down, momentum is down, and now we are about to cross that negative 100. Great. That's fantastic. Okay. So the question is, will the pullback take place in this supply zone, or will it take place in this supply zone? All right. I'm not getting fancy with it. I'm just drawing out the market edge there. Now that we don't know, but what we do know is that we are safe in here. If it pulls all the way back to here, maybe we can get in on another contract. Very possible. Get in on another contract here to move down. Hey, Trick, good evening. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. There we go. All right. So that's working out very nicely. All right. So that's what we've got going on there. Nice. Mexican peso. Who would have thought? Who would have thought jumping in on the Mexican peso there? Okay. Working out. We've got our target right here. Scale out of the position right here at the ADR checkpoint inside of the high time frame trend cloud and just below the 50 on the 1 hour trend cloud. All right. Very nice. Looking very nice. Frank Savino in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Chasing the Mexican peso here. So really, really nice. So again, we substituted the extended trend for the present momentum at the time. And we said, all right, we've got everything that we need for this puzzle, right? We've got all the pieces of the puzzle. We've got everything that we need. And the only thing that we don't have is this right here, the intermediate momentum, right? We always want momentum on the 1 hour and momentum on the high time frame to be in alignment, right? If the momentum is down on the 4 hour, we want to make sure momentum is down on the 1 hour. Now we didn't have that. We had it on the 4 hour. We had momentum down on the 4 hour, the bigger time frame, but we didn't have it quite yet on the 1 hour. But what we did was we substituted the extended trend for the momentum. Okay. We said, well, this is about to reverse on us and at least come below the 50. So we're going to use that instead of the momentum. We substituted it. Okay. Just want you to understand that, why we did this. And now it is heading in the direction we want it to. And it's looking like it's just about to break below. So if this does break below, we're in really good shape because that's going to give us even more force to the downside for this to go even further. Okay, so that's how you put the pieces together to make sure that you're on the right track, right? To make sure you're on the right track. Candles are starting. Now we got the crossover here. Very nice. Candles are starting to turn red. See how TrendCloud is telling you step by step, you're in the right direction. It is a guide. It is a price action guide that is letting me know. We're going from uptrend to downtrend. How does it let us know that? Green candles, green TrendCloud. breaks below the 50. There's your TrendCloud crossover right there. Transition candle, right, which is yellow, turning into a red candle. All right. That's the progression towards up to down. That is what the progression looks like. I wanted a way to really show step by step through the use of color what TrendCloud is representing on price. So it's a step by step visualization by using color of the transition from uptrend to downtrend, right? Price action through the use of color. I thought it was pretty smart. Pat myself on the back, right? So there you go. Visual representation of price through the use of color on your TrendCloud. Now, let me show you something else. On our cycle indicator, do you see this, this pattern here? Let's open this up. See these patterns, how it goes, it crosses. You got this triple cross here. You got cross to the downside, cross to the downside, cross to the downside. Sometimes you get a triple cross. Sometimes you get a double cross. Okay, that is a pattern in itself that we like to look for on the cycle indicator. It also kind of looks like a head and shoulders pattern, does it not? Let me enhance that a little bit, exaggerate it a little bit more here. Whoop. Right? Is that not the head and shoulders pattern that we look for? Here's the shoulder, here's the head, here's the lower shoulder, second shoulder and down, right? So that second shoulder broke below the first shoulder right here. Okay, we love that. That's the pattern that we always talk about, which is much stronger than that pattern of a head and shoulders where it's kind of, you know, kind of like this, right? You got the first shoulder, second shoulder, break below. Okay, so we're breaking below structure right here. Just starting to break below structure and to cross to the downside there on that Mexican peso. And we've got our ADR checkpoint down here. All right. So we just have to be careful that this doesn't peak below the 50, close, and then start reversing, right? But even if it does, we will have momentum across all time frames, and that's what we want. So this is actually setting up for a nice pullback into one of these lower time frame supply zones, either here or here. It's setting up because that's what we look for, right? So if we were looking at the Mexican peso as of right now, we're saying, oh, look at this. Cycling down, momentum is down. Cycling down, momentum is down below negative 100. Extended trend, beautiful, right? This is looking like we're about to enter some kind of reversal here. Where did the reversal take place? Well, it took place first on that lower time frame. So everything is following. All right, now let's go over, let's see how we're doing on our gold trade here. Okay, very nice. Okay, so same thing on gold, right? Same thing on gold here. Extended trend, right? We got into the extended trend. High time frame extended trend. Cycling down, momentum is down. Extended trend on the middle time frame. Cycling down, we don't have momentum yet, right? So we have the potential for this to move higher, all right? But it's in that ninth wave. And again, this was an ADR checkpoint, I believe yesterday is where that got entered. Okay. Breaking to the downside on the opening range. Hopefully that will continue down, right? Sort of popped up above the opening range and then ripped to the downside. All right, so we're in two trades. Again, we don't know if it's going to work. We never know if it's going to work, but we know that this number right here is less than 1%. Hey, great. You saw something that you think, you made an observation. You took that observation and you applied it to a dedicated trade plan, right? And you said, you know what? Let's take a small risk on this because the potential, look at where the ADR checkpoint is all the way down here for some kind of target, right? Almost $400. Small risk, nice reward, at least 2 to 1, right? Well, more than 2 to 1. Where is the potential for the 1 hour trend cloud? Let me ask you this. What is the potential for the 1 hour trend cloud to pull back to? Trend is extended. What does an extended trend want to do? It wants to pull back below the 50. It wants to pull back below the 50 and look at how far that is, right? From here all the way down to here. Look at what that looks like on, look at the distance from here all the way down on the lower time frame. That's a good distance, right? We've got plenty of profit potential. There's plenty of profit potential. Look at how the pullback below the 50, where we want to recalculate, okay, hitting this first ADR checkpoint, look at where that is on the high time frame. Right in here. Right? What does TrendCloud like to do? It likes to pull back into the TrendCloud and continue up when it's early in the trend. We're actually late in the trend here. So we're expecting the high time frame to break below this and close below this 50. The distance is even further. The distance is even further. Maybe this is what the market wants because everybody's talking about buying gold, right? Well, what do you think the big banks want? They don't want to buy gold when it's, up. They want to drive the price down before they start to buy it. And they have the power to do that. They have the power to drive price down. I tell you guys, if you have TrendCloud, you've got yourself a multi-million-dollar piece of software here. You really have yourself a multi-million-dollar piece of software. I should be asking myself, why is it only $1,500? In the right hands, okay? Someone who's got $1 million account, right? And who, went through the course and everything. This is really valuable information. I want you guys to understand how valuable this information is. We're even getting signals. We're getting signals as news comes out. Now, this is saying gold rises again, right? I don't know. Yields drop after Powell testimony. So Powell has already spoken. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Gold rose on Thursday, right? Pushing up. Fresh record high, right? After he spoke. Now, there's no mention in here of an extended trend on your chart. There's no mention of that. But we have it, right? Could gold react off of that news and, break up and go up to here? Yeah, it can. We're coming back into that high time frame trend cloud. Maybe this wants to pull down 9, 10th wave, 11th wave. Maybe it wants to go 11 waves, in which case, take another small risk, right? But the big banks, what they really want, right? They really want to drive gold down and buy it down here. This is where they want to be a buyer. So again, a visual representation of price through color. And that's what we're seeing here. That's what we're seeing here. Okay. Breaking out to the downside, right? We've got we've got our morning strategy on here, and it is the opening range breakout. And what do we like to do? We like to wait for the breakout of the opening range, and we like to take the retest of the opening range in the direction of trend and momentum. Well, we've got momentum on the high time frame, and we're substituting trend for the extended trend. Okay, so we're saying, well, the trend is extended, therefore we've got that, we've got that directional move in line with our strategy. As long as the direction of the trend is in line with your strategy, you're good to go. All right. Let me show you something else that the cycle indicator can do. Here you see again, double cross. Here's a single cross and then a double cross. So how the single cross is just a pullback and the double cross is actually something that breaks structure. Look at the momentum here. Do you see how price is going up, up, and up? Here's a move up, a small pullback, a move up, a small pullback, a move up. What did your cycle indicator do? Look at how on these upward movements here, look at this, guys. Here, upward movement. Here, upward movement. And here. It went higher, right? Price went higher. Let me open this up. Price went higher, right? Look at what your cycle indicator did. Let's draw a line. Look at this, guys. Here's your upward trend, right? Here's your upward move. But what did it do on the cycle indicator? It went down. That is bearish divergence. Okay, that is another example of bearish divergence. It just doesn't happen on your momentum filter, right? And we should see some bearish divergence. We should see that signal start popping up here any second. Look right here. Here's the top of the peak on that momentum filter, right? Top of the peak. Here's the top of the peak on the price action, right? Right here's the top of the peak. It went even higher. Here's the highest point, the pivot point. Look at where momentum is coming down. Draw out the second one. Here's the highest peak right there. Look at momentum. Look at this right here. Right? Here's your upward move with your downward momentum. Up move on price action, down on momentum. MACD divergence or bearish divergence. Here's that triple cross on the 15-minute chart. Right here. Cross to the downside, number one. Cross to the downside, number two. cross to the downside. Number 3, triple cross right there. Right? Where is that? Where is the little circle thingy? I'll find it later. Anybody know where the circle is? Oh, here. No? Oh, man. All right, whatever. I was going to draw a little circle. No big deal. All right, very nice. Oops. So again, so understanding this, we've got a visual representation of price on our charts, and we're able to capitalize on it because we're using technical analysis. All right, let's get rid of all this. We're using technical analysis in a comprehensive trade plan that we've back tested and we understand. All right. So very nice. So pulling back, where does this pull back to? Well, we're pulling back into the middle time frame trend cloud with momentum on our side. So this is a little scary here, right? We may want to take some profits here, because the potential here on the middle time frame is to make another move back up. So maybe we can scale out of this position here at a 2-to-1. Let's draw a little line here to here. All right, there's your 1-to-1. Okay. And we can clone it. I believe we can clone it. Oh, you have to right click onto it. Clone. There we go. And do like that. All right. So there's 2-to-1 right here. Approximately, right? We're selling, so we want to take one off. Take off one contract. Just about 2-to-1 right there. That would be at the bottom part of the trend cloud, right? What we really want is we really want to follow this down. Oh, it's that. Thanks, Graham. Paintbrush, yeah. Gotcha. In the paintbrush area. Is that this? Yep, there we go. Thank you, guys. Ellipse. That's what I was looking for. I was going to go like that. Very nice. So yeah, triple cross. So look at that. Look for that on your cycle indicator. Yeah, thanks, Graham. So there we go, right? So, nice little, how's our Mexican peso doing here? Nice. Okay. Mexican peso doing well. Now we're almost we're kind of almost at that level, right? Where we're hitting that that 50. We don't know if we're going to. We're hitting that 50, so we don't know if we're going to recalculate soon here. We want to definitely hit something there. Previous day's open and previous day's low all the way down here. ADR checkpoints are up here though, right? So we can scale out of this position. Scale out of the position there. taking targets. Because once we break below, this thing went to the 13th wave. 13th wave, super extended, pulling back to the 50. That's exactly what we are looking for. I don't know, the distance from here to the ADR checkpoint, it's not that far, right? It's really not that far, as long as this thing doesn't close below. As soon as it closes below, we've got a recalculation here, right? But we're below that negative 100. Lot of potential here, right, to pull back and to move down. A lot of potential to pull back and move down. So so this actually might reverse all the way back up to here, in which case we would give up all that profit. So, you know, as we're thinking this through, you know, what to do? Like, what do we do in this situation? Do we perhaps scaling out of this position on the pivot point? Once this creates a pivot point, we can just follow this down like this, right? Here's the last candle. Right here. Buy to cover. Okay. This way, if it pulls back, well, we don't lose all that profit, right? That kind of makes sense, right? We don't want to pull back, lose all the profit, and take a gamble on this making the move down, even though that's probably what's going to happen. We could actually get back in, right? Let's take some profit and then take another shot at this zone, right? So that's where the management comes in. So we've got 7 minutes. It is coming down here. If it does hit an ADR checkpoint, I definitely want to take profit on that. Really looks like it wants to hit that. Wow, look at that. Really looks like it wants to hit that. Sure does. That would be great. Hits that ADR checkpoint and then pulls back. We get back in one of these areas here. We're going to have to stick with this until that happens, right? Well, there you go. We can get out of that. Nice. Took some profit, hit that ADR checkpoint. Here's our stop loss. And right in here, beautiful. So now we've got ourselves a really nice move on this Mexican peso here. We've captured some profit. If it does pull back, right? I mean, it already hit the first ADR checkpoint. So now we might get a whole bunch of sideways movement, but we could still survive. We can still survive this and start getting back in here and here because we're protected by structure. All right. So if this candle closes, below the 50, guys, we are now officially recalculated. Okay. We are officially recalculated, and we're expecting what we really want to see is price push down maybe a little more. It pulls back to the 50 and then makes a move down because we've got it right here, right? Right? right there. We've got everything lined up for shorting the Mexican peso. Everything is lined up for shorting the Mexican peso. Gold, what are you doing? Yeah, really nice. Real nice. Same thing on gold. There's 2-to-1 on gold. Very nice. ADR checkpoint all the way down here. All the way down here. But why are we taking it at a 2-to-1? Well, because we don't have the momentum with us just yet, right? Wow. Look at how interesting. Look at how gold, my goodness. Interesting. Wait, everybody's supposed to be buying gold. Oh, technical analysis. Yes. Okay. Buy gold. Yeah, okay. We'll buy gold when we're ready. This is not the right time to buy gold. Extended trend on both time frames, right? So pulling back into that 2-to-1, I think that's a great target. 2-to-1. We've got high time frame cycle and momentum on our side, cycling down on the high time frame, cycling down on the low time frame. 2-to-1. The reason why we're not taking the ADR checkpoint is because we're pulling back into the middle time frame trend cloud, right? Middle time frame trend cloud is the area where price rebounds off of. Even though it's extended trend, momentum's not on our side yet on this trend, right? Momentum's not on our side yet. Maybe this might want to go 10, 11 waves, right? We don't know. But we're adjusting our target because we're reading TrendCloud. We are adjusting our target because we're reading TrendCloud, and it's telling us, hey, by the way, momentum on the middle chart is still to the upside. It's still a strong trend. Okay. Yes, it's extended, but just be aware that the trend is extended, but momentum is still up. So be aware that momentum is still to the upside here. All right. Really nice. So yeah, if you're a big bank with billions of dollars, right? You don't want to buy gold up here. You want to buy gold. You want to push the price down. And look at the potential on that high time frame. All the way down here. Look how far away that is. Wow. What's that look like as far as profits, right? Yeah. 1,600 bucks. So, how long is it going to take to do that? How long is the 4-hour chart going to take to get all the way back down to here, which we know it's going to have to do at some point. It's going to have to do at some point, unless it just goes sideways for a couple of months, and this, trend cloud becomes really squished and compacted, and then it kind of, breaks below and recalculates. But this is the potential from here all the way down to here. That's the potential move on that 4-hour chart. That's incredible. That's really incredible. So that's why we want to take this a little bit shorter at a 2-to-1. Hey, great. Get a 2-to-1 out of it, make some profit. Take the money while it's on the table. You've got to take the money while it's on the table. But look at all the information that that you're getting, right? Continuing down, right? Now we're just going to let this run. We took our profit on the Mexican peso, bouncing off of that ADR checkpoint. And we've got two supply zones here, right? We can just let it pull back. We don't have to get, we can leave our little $60 risk, right? We made money. And pretty much because it hit the ADR, let's get rid of that opening range. Because it hit the ADR checkpoint, this might pretty much just go sideways for the rest of the day, right? All of that movement is sort of gone. The power behind the movement is sort of gone now, right? Because it hit the average daily range. So two winners. Are you guys having winners like that? In the simulator? You guys seeing winners like this? Like, oh, look at that. All right, two winners, profitable, consistently profitable. You got to start seeing that. And we're doing it live. So again, doing all of this live right in front of everybody, which you don't really see very many people do you? You don't really see too many people do that. Like, hey, here's the trade plan. Here's the system that we're using. And, oh, by the way, we're taking these trades, live in front of everybody, and they're working. So again, a powerful piece of software here, a very powerful piece of software that you guys own. And it's giving you all the information. Everything's lined up, right? We have everything planned out. And I think as a beginner, that's what you're always striving for too. You're always striving as a beginner, you are always striving for some sort of organization within your trading, a plan. It's very comfortable for a beginner to say, you know what? I want a system that plans out my trade at least a day in advance, and when did we get into this? We got into this, last night. We saw an opportunity on an extended trend. Oh, look at that. It's hitting the ADR checkpoint after hours, inside of an extended trend. Hey, look at that. It's only $120 risk, but the potential is, $500-$600. That's on a small account. That's what you're looking at. Big banks, Goldman Sachs, all of these, JP Morgan, all these big institutions that have billions of dollars probably, right? You think they're winging it? You think JP Morgan just wings it? Nah. They've got a very sophisticated, organized system. Is that not what we're doing here? Is this not sophisticated enough? We're calling the shots. Who am I? I don't have a degree in finance. I think I'm supposed to tell you that every time I go live. I do not have a degree in finance. I am not a professional finance guy. I'm just a badass technical analyst, right? I'm just a real badass at technical analysis, and I developed this piece of software called TrendCloud. All right, so it's working. It works. TrendCloud works. So again, you've got yourself a very powerful piece of software here. If you can develop those skills and understand how to put the context of the trade together, you've got yourself a winning money-making machine, right? So, and by the way, the price on TrendCloud was 2,800. It's 1,500 right now for the entire system, guys. Okay. But it is going back up to 2,800. So if you do want to get in on it, you can get in on it right now. And I even break the payments up for you. If you go to the website, you'll see that you've got the payments broken up for you over 4 months if you want. So $397 for 4 months, or you can pay $1,500 bucks up front. But a very powerful piece of software here, guys. And for those of you who own it, you got in on a good deal because the price is going up. All right. And the fact that we can get, look at all the signals, guys. Look at all of the signals on gold that got sent right to our phones, right? If you're a TrendCloud member, right? We set this up and we said, hey, look, gold is extended and we need to get some signals, right? It alerted us, bing, 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 a bunch of times, right? We knew what was going on. We need to be informed. When you are a one-person show, right? You're just one person in front of your trading desk, and you're running the show. This is your team. This is like having an entire team working for you. You are looking at momentum and you're looking at trend across multiple time frames. You have a timing indicator called the cycle indicator. You've got ADR checkpoints. You've got all these little spies out looking at the charts for you. You've got all these little spies out there gathering information and then sending it back to you right to your phone. Sending it back right to your phone, and it's all possible to do, okay, in this day and age, right? Look, we can put a man on the moon, right? We can surely send, a text to our phone giving us an alert that we've got something setting up. Okay, so look at that. Hits that ADR checkpoint. Bammo. So we've got a nice bullish candle forming there off that ADR checkpoint, and things have kind of slowed down, right? Things on the Mexican peso kind of slowed down. Do we pull back into here? Probably. We don't really know when. I don't know. Maybe that will take place tonight or tomorrow. But we scaled out of the position on both Mexican peso and also look at that. Almost made it, right? Look at this rejection, guys, on gold. Okay, so what did I tell you? Right? What did I tell you there? So perhaps that's why we didn't put this all the way down on, that's why we didn't put this all the way down here. Right? We didn't put it all the way down here because momentum is still to the upside. Therefore, it pulls down into TrendCloud. And what does it want to do? Boom, make another move up, right? Okay, so we got to protect ourselves and capture some sort of profit. We don't want it to come all the way back up into here, right? That's unfortunate, right? So it just missed. Wow, just missed that 2-to-1. Didn't quite make it. We might still make it. We might still make it. So we'll just have to let this play out. We'll just have to let this play out. But what a great lesson. Guys, this is such a great lesson for you to see. We saw on the Mexican peso how momentum carried us all the way down to that ADR checkpoint. We had momentum across multiple time frames, and that was enough to bring us all the way down to that ADR checkpoint. That's why we placed the target there and scaled out. Great. What's going on with gold? We don't quite have momentum on the middle time frame. Even though it's extended, This is like a jetpack, right? In the direction of trend. Very powerful. And look what's happening. Look at this rejection out of TrendCloud. This is what we want price to do. We want price to go into our TrendCloud and bounce out of there, because then we know, oh, okay, price is coming back into that TrendCloud, right? It's coming back into that TrendCloud. We know to look for demand zones on the lower time frame, right? On the lower time frame, somewhere in here, right? Where did this thing pull back into? Oh, look at this. Perhaps we should have looked at that. Okay, so anywhere in here, well, look left, right? Pull this. What do we got here? Let's make it blue. Okay. Just missed it, right? You never know. You never know what's going to happen, right? Opening range. All right. So look, we broke out to the downside on the opening range. This is a fast and furious initial retest of the opening range. So we're getting the retest of the opening range here. All right, great. As long as it doesn't whipsaw and break to the upside, break to the downside, break to the we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But what we did know was that we had enough information to get us into a trade and have it, make some money for us. We called the shots. We called the shots from day one. Even what we said could happen is happening right now. Are we looking at a crystal ball here? No, we're looking at TrendCloud. TrendCloud isn't a crystal ball. It's a powerful price action mapping system. And there you go. So look, we didn't get to scale out of this one, but we are getting the retest. So we could pull all the way back in here, give back all that profit to make the move back down. We're in a position to do that. But that middle time frame momentum, you see that middle time frame momentum, that was missing. Now in hindsight, hey, maybe next time in this situation, we go for 1.5 instead of 2 to 1. Maybe we go for 1.5. Maybe that's a better way to do that, right? Through our back testing, right, if you go through the course, you'll see the data. If you go, in the back testing, we've seen when trend and momentum are on your side, it hits 2 to 1 70% of the time. That's great. Well, trend and momentum still on the middle time frame is up. Trend and momentum is still up on the middle time frame, but it's extended on both middle and higher time frames with higher time frame momentum and cycling down. So a lot of force to the downside on multiple time frames, but still, not 100%, right? So perhaps maybe we should have taken a little bit off at this previous day's close. All right. So it was kind of right in the middle of 1.5 to 2. We really almost hit that 2 to 1. We almost hit that 2 to 1. Almost hit that 2 to 1. Son of a gun. Transition candles, right? Really trying. TrendCloud is really trying to get that crossover going. I think we've got a good chance to go kind of sideways bonkers here and then make the move to the downside, right? Wow, it's 10 o'clock already. So we did a whole hour on just gold and the Mexican peso today in 2 winning trades. So we got into 2 winning trades, and we had to really stick with those 2. Couldn't really deviate to anything else because the conversation today revolved around getting into a trade on the extended trend and coming up with a game plan to stay in that trade and to scale out of the position. And that's what we did today. So we accomplished what we set out to accomplish. But unfortunately, we couldn't really get to a lot of different things. We'll take a quick look. We'll take a quick look at. Okay, so here's the micro S&P. Micro S&P really going sideways here. The big takeaway from the micro S&P, look at this 4-hour chart, guys. Where's the swing high and where's the swing low? Right here. Swing high, swing low. This little pocket here was formed, in between, right? This is like a whole bunch of basing candles, right? Here's like your, this is like the leg in. These are like the basing candles, and the leg out is either going to be, something like this where it breaks to the upside, or the leg out will be a break, to the downside like this. But all this in the middle would just be basing candles because we're range bound, right? So we're range bound inside of the micro S&P, popping up into that supply zone, market edge, all-time high, right? There's nothing back here. Nothing back there, okay? We're at an all-time high, and we're inside that supply zone. Unfortunately, this is not an extended trend like gold and the Mexican peso. This is not an extended trend. This is actually a very early trend entering a supply zone. We need to wait for information. Hitting that high middle time frame ADR checkpoint, not in an extended trend. This is simply the end of the day. This is the end of the move, okay? 15-minute chart where opening range is inside of that high time frame supply zone, hitting, smacking right into a ceiling of that second ADR checkpoint. Does it go up to here? Maybe, right? But in which case, all of this is indicating what? All of this is indicating on the 15-minute chart wants to pull back somewhere in here to move up. On the 1-hour chart, it wants to go a little further into here and then move up. And that is actually in line with our high time frame trend cloud. So the high time frame trend cloud, this purple line here, is also the 1-hour trend cloud, which is where this thing probably wants to pull back to and make a move up. Or, just bounce around sideways here. We don't know. We don't know. But we do know that we've got a good fix on this pullback here taking place on both the 1-hour and the 4-hour, right? Momentum is very strong to the upside on both time frames. We've got trend and momentum all to the upside, but we're inside of a high time frame supply zone. We're high on the curve, okay? If you went to OTA, right, they're saying that high on the curve. Breakout to the downside on, on the opening range really won't mean very much to us. As far as, going short, we would be looking for a bull trap right somewhere somewhere in here, right? From here all the way down to here. This whole area here, bull trap. And we've got some levels to look at. We've got the previous day's close right here. We've got the previous day's high. What is this thing? This line, what is that? Whoa, that must be a monthly, yeah, previous month's high. Previous month's high is in there as well. We've got a lot of it. We've got a lot of support in here. Got a lot of support in here. Okay. So we don't want to be thinking short just because we're breaking out to the downside on the opening range. We want to be thinking bull trap, bear trap, I'm sorry, right? Going down, trapping all the bears for that move up because we've got trend and momentum to the upside. All right. All right, guys. That's a good hour. Really good day. You guys have a very powerful piece of software here. Okay. It's calling the shots for you. It makes money, right? Still going. Probably going to pull back into this area or this area. We are good to leave. We can throw our hands up right now. We can say, okay, let it go. You know, this is really a set it and forget it thing now. 2 set it and forget it trades. Let it do what it's going to do. Set those targets. But it gave us all the information we needed. That's a very powerful piece of software that you guys have. Okay. If you guys are looking to purchase TrendCloud and you want to have the same type of information, get those alerts sent to your phone, have all the information on your chart, we're winning. Okay, guys, we are all winning if you own TrendCloud. If you want to get a hold of TrendCloud for that discounted price there, get over to chrisgiuliano.com. I'll just put that right in the chat here. Okay. You can get over to chrisgiuliano.com. And again, price is going back up to $2,800, guys. If you want to get in on the payment plan, I've got that on there. $1,500 up front. You've got yourself a very powerful piece of software to grow a small account with. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to manage my trades here. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Okay. Good job, everybody.